live. And you are looking live. Sold out. Let's see, we're going back in the day. Sold out Yale Bowl. Giants played there in 1973, 1974. Where today, the 16-0 New York Giants will be taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. Why the Washington Commanders 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody at all out there? Anybody? Going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watches any part of the replay of this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys rock. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, as I always try to do. Anybody got anything they want to say at all, just throw it in the chat box. I usually check on the chat box, like, every 5 minutes, so 5-10 minutes. So anything that gets put in there, I always try to respond to. All right. Usually there's nothing that goes in there, so it's not hard to respond to it. But I mean, if anybody puts anything in there, I always try to check on it. So please feel free to fire away. And before I get started, if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. In the description box below, the top, it's like the top line is a link there. Help join my channel. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon, the second one's called the Lawrence Taylor, and the third level is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own little perks to it. It would greatly help me out. There's like loyalty badges. I got different emojis that you can use if you're going to leave a comment in the comment section. I got 4 of them right now. There will be a 5th one coming out eventually. But if you could do that, it would mean so much to me. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please click that subscribe button below. Hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put out a video, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. And then finally, also in the description box below, too, I have, I got a group, okay? A Facebook group, New York Giants Facebook group. As of right now, we have over 1,800 members in there. Okay. This new stuff gets posted in there every day. We got, what do we got? 4 or 5 new things put in there today. And I'll probably, after I get done with this video, I'll try to maybe add a few more things as well. Not only do I, but some of the members, they add stuff in there as well too. That's why the nice thing about the group is it's just not me posting stuff. There's members in the group posting stuff as well too. So every day, new stuff's getting added in there every day in the Facebook group. And then also there is another link too. I got 2 pages that I run. One of them I do more than other. All right. But one is called, I'm so original here. It's called the Gridiron. It's a page, okay? And the same thing there. I put at least 5 to 10 new things in there every day, keeping stuff fresh. It's just a page because I'm the only one that can post anything in there for the most part. So I want to try to make sure I add as much stuff in there, valuable stuff as I can in there every day. Right now we have 275 people who like it, 452 people following it. Okay, the followers, I'll tell you what, every day I'm getting quite a few people, 4 or 5 people maybe every day following it. I'll tell you what, the numbers of followers is skyrocketing. So that's really, really good. So please go to those links, join the group, okay? Become a member. Then go to the page, the Gridiron page. Please like it and follow it as well too. That way you get more nonstop New York Giant action, 24/7, pretty much. All right, all that stuff out of the way. All right, we got some stuff here. I saw, which is it's hard to disagree with this one here. We got good old Nick Gates here. Okay, named the recipient of the Ed Block Courage Award. New York Giants offensive lineman Nick Gates has been named the team's 2022 recipient of the Ed Block Courage Award. It's hard to go against that one. The Ed Block Courage Award honors NFL players who exemplify commitments to the principles of sportsmanship and courage. The award is unique. Okay, this is a special one. Okay, because the recipients are selected solely by a vote of their teammates. Okay, so it's not like, the fans, whether a guy deserves to go to the Pro Bowl or not. If enough fans vote the guy in, the guy's going to the Pro Bowl, right? No, that's not the case here. This is the teammates, the team, they're voting the guy in. So this is very, very special. Okay, I'm sure it means a heck of a lot to him. Now it says each year all 32 NFL teams hold a vote to select their Ed Block Courage Award recipient. This year it was Gates, a player who overcame a devastating the leg injury last season in week 2 against it's the Washington football team. It gets kind of confusing because what we've had? We've had 3 different names in the past 4 seasons, right? We had the Washington Redskins for 2019, 2020, 2021 it was the Washington football team, and then 2022 it's the Washington Commanders. So get a little confusing sometimes, but they were the Washington football team when he got injured last year. Okay. But Gates kept hope alive through the diligence and hard work and made the journey back onto the Giants roster. He has always been known for his resourcefulness, grit, and determination, and it's no surprise to many around the team that Gates has made it all the way back, even against such massive odds. Nick Gates, it was pretty cool, said Gates, receiving the honor this past week. I got voted by my teammates for it. I knew I was up for it, but I didn't know I was going to get told that day. So I'm sure that was pretty damn special to him. And I'll tell you what, his basically what it was is he was on a pitch count, right? Week 8, when we played against Seattle, okay, he was in there for 5 snaps. I mean, God, that was the first game he came back. You can't just obviously use, all right, Nick, hey, there you go. We'll see you at the end of the game, buddy. Go play 60, 70 snaps. No. Had him in there for 5 snaps, okay? And then we had the bye week, and we came back against Houston. Huge game, right? And he was in there for 13 snaps. So we went from 5 snaps to 13 snaps, okay? Then when we lost to Detroit, he was in there for 25 snaps, okay? So then this past week against Dallas, all right, he was the center, okay, because basically Feliciano was out, all right? So he was the center. And I'll tell you what, he had a well of a game, boy. I mean, 82.4 he graded out. He was the highest graded offensive player for the Giants. 82.4 at center. Okay, so he very, very good. Simply really, really outstanding. Let's see here. See if I can do 2021 here. Let's check his stuff out here. 2021. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's not very good. Hold on. Let's try 2020. My bad. I forgot it. Let's see. 2020 is where he played on. Okay, that's where he played center. He graded out at 59.7. Okay. His last game of the season against the Cowboys, he graded out at 76.3. So the first part of the season, okay, when he was his center for the first time, okay, he graded out a 54, a 59, a 46, a 50, and a 42. Then he started coming on. He graded a 60, a 62, a 63, a 74, a 65, a 64, 62, a 55, a 55, a 60, and his last game against the Cowboys, he graded out a 76. So he started coming on, getting better and better. Okay, so hopefully, I mean, obviously, I would be, kind of crazy to say, oh, he graded out an 82 against the Cowboys. He's going to grade out an 80 every year, every game. The rest, that's not going to happen. But just the fact that, we didn't play super spectacular, shall I say, offensively, and that he was in there every snap, okay, for his only 4th game back, okay, from that horrific injury, okay, and he played all 64 snaps, okay, and graded out an 82. Very, very good. It's very, very promising to see. So hopefully he'll be the starting center for the rest of the season, okay, because he, what I'm going to read, okay, there's another report I saw here. possible. Well, Bredesen will be back. Okay. And possibly split in time with maybe Feliciano. Possibly. We'll have to wait and see there. Okay. But Bredesen did very well. Okay. In the time that he was there until he got hurt. Once again, unfortunately, he's one of those guys. He got injured too. Last year, it was his hand. He missed a bunch of time with his hand injury last year. So, but good to see Bredesen's back. Nick Gates. Hopefully. I'll tell you what. Hopefully, because we're playing the Commanders this time. That's who he got hurt against last time. Hopefully, he has a little chip on his shoulder, and hopefully he has his work. He's going to have his work cut out for our offensive line. Period. He's going to have our work cut out for us because the Commanders' defensive front we know is very, very good. Without question. Okay, their run defense is very, very good. But so hopefully he has a little chip on his shoulder, and hopefully he has a little something to prove to those Commanders. Okay, so I'm really pulling for him, as I'm sure as we all are. Okay, but now I read this. The team announced Monday that they had designated outside Azeez Ojulari, offensive lineman Ben Bredesen, and defensive back Tony Jefferson to return from the injury reserve list, which would be freaking huge, okay? Because we could, we can use, obviously, a pass rusher, obviously, okay? Because the past 2 games, we've got no sacks. I understand you want to get pressure and get the quarterback off his spot and have him throw quicker and all this stuff, but come on. Let's get some sacks. Come on. Huh? I understand all that cute stuff, and we're pressuring them. Well, let's get some sacks too. All right, let's hit the quarterback while he has the ball. Maybe we'll knock it free, right? Maybe we'll recover it. Maybe we'll get a strip sack and a fumble recovery, huh? Wouldn't that be just grand, glorious? Well, wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that be nice? So we can certainly use, an edge rusher. We've had some injuries, obviously, in the secondary. We need whoever we can get back. Tony Jefferson would be huge. I think it's Fabian, but I call him Fabian Moreau. Hopefully he'll be back as well, too. That would be huge. Okay, and then if we get Ben Bredesen back, okay, I'm going to read over just in a second here, but Ben Bredesen has done very well so far in the times that he's played. Bredesen began the season as the Giants' starting left guard. He wasn't supposed to be, but however, I got hurt again, Lemieux, had been penciled in for the starting role, but of course, he can't make it to the regular season without getting injured. And this year, he got toe and foot injuries in the preseason, and somehow he got toe and foot injuries, and even before we even played a preseason game. Last year, he partially tore his patellar tendon. The second practice, I think it was. I don't think he played in a preseason game there. Okay. Same thing here. For some reason, the guy can't even make it through training camp without basically ruining his whole season. Simply amazing, but it is what it is. Okay. But Bredesen, who got injured in week 7 in the win against Jacksonville after playing in 366 snaps, and allowing just 6 total pressures in those snaps, right? So that's 1 out of every 60 pass. Well, okay, I'm sorry, 366 snaps. I'm thinking 366 passing attempts, but regardless, 366 snaps. Even just say, right, we were running the ball a lot. So say we had 180 passes, 180 runs, or in this case, 183 and 183. He allowed 6 total pressures in 183. I guess I should look his numbers up, but I guess I'm being lazy. I do apologize. But say it was 183, 6 total pressures. Okay, so that's 1 out of every 30 passing attempts. He allowed a pressure. So basically, that's like once a game. So he allowed week 7. So basically, in the first 7 weeks of the season, he allowed 6 pressures. So basically, 1 pressure a game. Fantastic. Okay. And he was next to Andrew Thomas. All right. So, you got Andrew Thomas and you got Bredesen. All right. That's that side of the field, so that side of the line, shall we say, gave up very, very few pressures. Okay. So hopefully we can get Bredesen back. Hopefully he's somewhat back, close to, being close to what he was doing before he got injured. Now, the thing is, he might be on the pitch count. That's why he might be sharing time, maybe with Feliciano, because, I mean, he's been out for a while. It's kind of tough. You know, the guy's probably out of football shape. Not totally, but, you know, you probably don't want to just throw him in there for 60 or 70 snaps, right? So he might split some time with Feliciano, what they were saying here. Well, Lemieux and rookie Joshua Zudu, both ailing, Bredesen could end up sharing left guard duties with Feliciano. If Bredesen is activated and Feliciano, who missed the game against the Cowboys with a neck injury, is cleared to play. Okay. So, and then we got Jefferson, who began the season as the Giants practice squad, was signed to the 53-man roster on October 9th after cornerback Aaron Robinson was placed on season-ending injured reserve with a knee injury. Jefferson, placed on injury reserve on October 16th, has appeared in just 36 defensive snaps and has posted an 87.5 coverage rating. Okay, 87.5. All right, so very impressive. I mean, some of these guys are really stepping it up. I mean, I tell you, I'm shocked at what we're getting. Okay, out of some of these guys. Right. Now, Ojulari, who had been on injury reserve since October 23rd with a calf strain, has only appeared in 2 games, weeks 3 and 4. 60 snaps. He played 30 snaps in week 3, 30 snaps in week 4. That's all he's played all season long. Didn't play in the preseason games, right? Because he had the calf, right? He was running a sprint, boom, strained the calf, boom. He began the season missing the first 2 games with a hamstring issue before returning to the lineup in week 3 against the Cowboys. Well, this is a hamstring issue. I thought he strained his calf though in training camp as well. But in 60 snaps, okay, he's played 30 snaps and 30 snaps in those 2 games. Ojulari has 3 quarterback pressures. That's not very impressive. Giants are hoping his eventual return to the lineup will boost a pass rush with 181 total pressures, but only has 19 sacks. I thought it was 20, but it is what it is. Giants have used 6 of their allotted 8 short-term injury reserve designations so far this season, so they only have 2 more left. Okay, guys who are on injury reserve that they can bring back. Okay, so now Xavier McKinney is not one of them. All right, but let's see. It says here the Giants are getting healthier ahead of the matchup with the Commanders. Giants are returning from the extended Thanksgiving break when they were getting reinforcements for their crucial game against the streaking Washington Commanders. Evan Neal, tight end Daniel Bellinger, guard Ben Bredesen, and outside linebacker Azeez Ojulari, all starters, are expected to be available to play Sunday when the Giants host the Commanders. Very good. I would just say, in general, looks promising for quite a bit of guys. Giants coach Brian Daboll said before practice on Tuesday. Right? The teams are on different trajectories. New York has won 6 of its first 7, but lost 3 of its last 4, including 2 straight. Washington has won 3 straight and 6 of their last 7 after starting the season 1-4. Yeah, they were like a joke. They were like a laughing stock in the beginning of the season. I mean, the Cowboys went in there, whooped up on them. The Eagles went in there and just bitch slapped them, right? I mean, they were 1-4. It was just like a 3-team race. It was going to be the Eagles, you got the Cowboys and the Giants, and we can forget about the Commanders. But nope. The Giants lose here. Okay, the Giants will go from second place within a matter of 3 games. They'll go from second place to last place. Okay, and every team basically, well, except for the Eagles, but the Commanders and the Cowboys all have the head-to-head on them, right? And we still have to play the Commanders one more time in Washington, right? So that's going to be very difficult. There are still a few injured players who may not be able to get back. Top cornerback Adoree Jackson, Joshua Zudu, and guard Shane Lemieux and cornerback Cordell Flott, concussion protocol, did not practice Tuesday. Flott was hurt on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. The others missed the game against the Cowboys. Ojulari, who led the Giants in sacks last season with 8, has missed last 7 games with a calf injury. He had a full practice and said he was ready to go after months of being frustrated watching. Yeah, I guess. I mean, let's see if I hope he gets some sacks. I hope he gets something. I mean, you know, it's we got Ojulari had all those sacks last year, and we're like, man, what's he going to get this year? Then you figure we got Ojulari on one side, Thibodeau on the other. Man, we're looking at least 20 sacks between the two. We got one between the two. And it's how much you got even that is the fact that you got, you know, Thibodeau has one, but he hasn't even tackled the quarterback. Okay, he knocked the ball from Lamar Jackson's hand, which was huge. Don't get me wrong, because it sealed the deal for the Giants in that game against the Ravens, because the Ravens had the ball. You know, they were somewhat marching down the field, plenty of time, right? If Lamar could have done his thing, Giants would have lost, right? But, you know, Kayvon didn't tackle him. Not that it's easy to tackle Lamar Jackson, okay? But, you know, he got his hand, you know, in there, knocked the ball free. I believe it was Leo the Lion jumped on the ball. Giants ball, game over. All right, so it was huge. But I'm saying, you know, the Giants are 7-4. This is week 12. This is going to be week 13, and he still has not tackled the quarterback yet. All right, I said, you know, he's leading the NFL rookies with pressure rate. Okay, it's like not even. I can't want to say it's not even close, but he's against Hutchinson and, you know, some all the other guys. I mean, he leads pressure rate, and he seems like he's only getting better. I'll tell you what, boy, he was a bear to go up against the Cowboys. Of course, you know, the Cowboys had to hold them all the time, but the refs got the word from Vegas that the Cowboys were supposed to win by so many points. So, I mean, you know, anytime Thibodeau got held, I didn't see none, you know. But they call penalties on the Giants when a defensive back is holding guys when they aren't actually holding the guys, and the ball's overthrown CeeDee Lamb, but you know, Cowboys were supposed to win the game, so out comes the flag. Got to call some bullshit penalty right on the Giants. So we got holding on the defense. First down, Dallas. Yeah, right. Keep the drive alive. They get to score a touchdown, and try to kick a long 3-pointer, right? They wind up scoring a touchdown, right? There's at least 4 points at right there to give the Cowboys. Absolute bullshit freaking penalties. Absolute freaking garbage. But anyway, right? Talking about I mean, you know, if we can't beat these guys at home, right? I don't know. You know, there's only maybe one other game. Like, you know, I mean, every Sunday's different. I get it and all that stuff and blah 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 blah. But you know, we need to take care of business at home, and it starts right here, right? I mean, if we can't beat the Commanders at home, we're supposed. I mean, of course, we can go on the road and beat them. Of course, absolutely. It's just, you know, not going to be as easy. Okay. Then you got to figure, okay, you know, after this, you know, we have, what, 5 games left? Is that right? 5? I mean, we're going to have 2 against the Eagles. The Eagles have nobody hurt. Eagles just basically pencil them in, you know, Super Bowl contenders, right? Because they have absolutely nobody hurt. Everything's just lining up perfectly for them to go to the Super Bowl, right? So we got to play them twice. We got to play the Commanders, right? Who are 6-1 since week 6, which is the best record in the NFL since that point in time. Okay. The best record in the NFL since week 6. So I guess week 7 on, they have the best record in the NFL. I think the Eagles maybe 5-1 because the Eagles had a bye week. The Commanders have not had a bye week yet. All right. But, yeah, so we still got to play the Commanders, and we still got to play them this week too. I mean, I said, they are doing good. They went in and bitch slapped the Eagles. Okay. Straight up bitch slapped the Eagles. Right. Eagles did not look very impressive against them, and the Eagles were home too. All right. But, you know, we got to play the Eagles twice. We got to play the Commanders twice, including this week. And we got to play Minnesota, right? In Minnesota. Now, you know, Minnesota lost 2 games, right? They lost to the Cowboys. They got killed by the Cowboys. I think it was like 312-2. And the Eagles totally. I didn't even watch the game because I will not watch the Eagles win a football game. Will not. If my life depends upon it, okay? I live about 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Will not watch the Eagles. If I was on life support and a doctor came in and said, Jeff, you need to watch the Eagles win a football game and you'll live. Nope, pull the cord down. I will not watch football. So, what happened in the game between Minnesota and the Eagles? I have no idea. I know the Eagles wound up beating the crap out of them, but I have no idea because I will not watch the Eagles win a football game. But I mean, regardless of that, I mean, the Cowboys and Eagles beat up on the Eagles. I'm sorry, beat up on the Vikings. The Giants, if they were to win, they're not going to beat up on Minnesota. That's not happening. All right, the Giants win, they would win by a touchdown or less or something. But regardless, it's going to be a tough game. Then you got the Colts. Okay, we have the Colts at home. Okay, but we have very, very difficult road to go. Okay, so you can say must win. I would kind of say. I mean, because we're going to be pretty much we'll be in last place if we lose this game. Right now, as of right now, okay, what do we got? The Eagles have the bye. Okay. Right now, the Commanders are the 7th team. They were playing the Vikings, who are 9-2. Okay. The Giants, who are the 6th seed, would be playing in San Francisco against the 49ers. No easy task. No easy task at all. Okay. Then the Cowboys, okay, are on the road against the Buccaneers. It's kind of funny because the Cowboys are 8-3. They would be going on the road. They're 5 games over 500. As of right now, they'll be going against a team, okay, who's winning their division, who's 1 game under 500. So the 8-3 Cowboys would be playing on the road against the 5-6 Buccaneers. They would be on the road, and they would be 6 games difference between the two. One is a +5 to the win column, and the other was a -1. 6 games. Unbelievable. And it would be on the road. Unbelievable. But I mean, as of right now, that's what it is. But I'm saying, is that if the Giants were to lose, all right, then the Commanders would be 8-5, and the Giants would be 7-5. So then the Giants would possibly slip to number 7. Okay. Let's see here. NFC. There we go. All right. Now if the Giants go to 7-5, if Seattle were to win this week, they would go to 7-5. Seattle. They're playing at the Rams, so that's a winnable game. Okay, Seattle's not that phenomenal of a football team. Okay, I mean they're doing well for what they got. They're doing well. They're not a phenomenal team, but they're on the road against the Rams. They could certainly win that one. They could certainly lose it, obviously, absolutely. I'm pretty disappointed in what the Rams are doing, but Seattle could win that one, right? And if the Rams were to win, if the Seattle were to win, Seattle would be 7-5. Giants would lose with 7-5. The Giants would be out of the playoffs. We would go from 7-2, and 3 weeks later we'd be out of the playoffs, right? And we still have maybe the hardest schedule left in football, right? So I would say this is pretty much a must-win for the Giants. It's at home. All right. So the Commanders, they beat the Jacksonville first game of the season, 28-22. I seen that game. It was a very, very good game. Very, very entertaining game. Very entertaining game. Then they lost to the Lions, 36-27. Then the Eagles went in there and just bitch slapped them. Straight up bitch. Just embarrassing. They lost 24-8. Then the Cowboys went in there and just bitch slapped them. They lost 25-10. I mean, it was like, my God, these guys are a joke. I mean, the Lions beat them. Then the Eagles beat them. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the Cowboys went there. It was in Dallas. Okay. But the Cowboys beat them 25-10. So the Cowboys got to play them one more time. Last game of the season. Okay. The Commanders will be at home playing the Cowboys. So that's going to be a good game. Good, very good game. But I mean, since that point in time, okay, they beat the Bears, all right, then they beat the Packers, then they beat the Colts. They lost to the Vikings by 3 points, okay. But then they beat the Eagles by 11 points. They beat the Texans, and then they beat the Falcons. Now they got a little lucky there beating the Falcons because they were driving, okay. Right toward the end of the game there. I mean, it was like, I think it was under a minute left to go. All right. They were inside the 10-yard line. Marcus Mariota dropped back the pass. All right, he threw a pass. Now, the guy was pretty tightly covered, so I can't say if the pass got there, it would have been a touchdown. It might have been close. He might have gotten a touchdown, but he was kind of covered. But I forgot who it was for the defender for the Commanders. Stuck his hand up, tipped the ball up in the air. The ball went up in the air, okay, and the Commanders intercepted it in the end zone. All right, so the game was over. But the Falcons were driving. I was pulling for them to pull it out. But it is what it is. But I mean, I tell you what, the Commanders, not going to be an easy game. Not going to be an easy game at all. I mean, all right, I got here. The Giants need to seize this playoff opportunity. I'd say so. I would say so. Over the final 6 games, the terms of engagement are clear. Every NFL team that finished with at least 10 victories last year, okay, and the couple that finished with only 9 advanced to the playoffs. Giants got 7. So if they were to get 3 more victories, okay, that would be huge, right? If they would somehow go 3-3, all right, which actually they would mean that they would go 3-5 because they just lost their last 2. They went 3-5, they would make the playoffs. All right, so that likely means that the Giants have to go 3-3 to secure their bid to the dance. Okay. Victories over Washington and Indianapolis at home would leave them in search of a split with 10-1 Philadelphia or a road win over the Commanders or the 9-2 Vikings to reach double figures. It's not going to be easy, and it's not supposed to be easy. The first part of the formula, beating the Commanders at MetLife Stadium on Sunday, isn't exactly a gimme. Of course, there is no gimme at all. I mean, the Giants are banged up, and, it ain't no gimme at all. The visiting team is favored after winning 6 of its last 7 games. So that ought to tell you, right? The good news is that even during the dark hours of the first 3 seasons, Daniel Jones beat Washington 4 times in 5 starts and threw 9 touchdown passes against 3 interceptions. Athletes and coaches are forever swearing that past results against an opponent are irrelevant when handicapping a matchup because so many faces and circumstances change by the year. Oh, absolutely. But their public statements don't often align with their private beliefs. And common senses say Jones's track record against Washington certainly won't hurt him on Sunday. The banged-up Giants are supposed to be getting healthier, as he just designated Azeez Ojulari, Ben Bredeson, and Tony Jefferson to return from injury reserve. Odell Beckham Jr. will represent a major playmaking upgrade, but his airline misadventure over the weekend surely didn't help the chances of a reunion. Well, it's going on. I mean, he's showing up Thursday, period. Okay. But regardless, I mean, even the Giants were somehow to sign him right away, which I don't see it happen because he's supposed to see the Cowboys and the Bills. I'm sure he wouldn't even be involved at all this weekend. Right. So it wouldn't be the Giants sign wouldn't be till the following week. All right. And let's see. And then, of course, we got sports is crazy. So crazy, in fact, that the 2023 Giants might follow this charmed season with a deflating one. There's no such thing as a natural progression to a championship, which is why the Giants need to take full advantage of this unexpected opportunity, which is true. Asked if the recent losses have stripped the team of any confidence, Thibodeau said, "No, I don't think our swagger is gone. I don't think anything about who we are and our character is gone." Good. All the Giants have to do now is finish 3rd in their division to effectively clinch a playoff spot. Even after already giving their fan base so much, that wouldn't be so much to ask. Well, I said it's going to be tough. I mean, regardless, the thing is that, if the beginning of the season, if you said the Giants would be 9-8, a lot of people sign up for that. I knew I would. I mean, I was thinking maybe the Giants win maybe 7 games, just truthfully, I mean, with their easier schedule, I mean, I said in the beginning of the season, before the season started, I said if they win 4 games, I mean, with the schedule they got, they only win like 4 games. Holy cow. But I was thinking maybe 7 wins, somewhere around there. I mean, 7 and 10, next year get a healthier salary cap. I mean, we're going to have a boatload of draft picks once again, get an influx of new guys in there, get another good, successful draft. Maybe this year, if we're lucky, or next year, maybe if we're lucky, we can actually draft some guys and not have them get lost for the season for injury like we did this year. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. But I mean, we're 7 and 2. I mean, who in their right mind would have thought the Giants would have been 7 and 2? Absolutely nobody. Right? I certainly didn't. Even if we wind up going, if we start, it would stink. But if we were 7 and 2, we wind up 8 and 9. Of course, it would seem like the sky is falling, of course. But 8 and 9, right? With a bad salary cap situation, right? We were 4 and 13 last year. We doubled if we go from 8 and 9, we doubled our wins, right? And I said, you got to give Shane an off season, get some, salary cap, sign some guys, right? Do some more drafting, okay? Get this quarterback situation. I don't know what they're going to do with Daniel Jones. We'll have to wait and see. But get maybe another draft and another draft. I get a couple more drafts in here, and then hopefully we can start making some noise, right? But I mean, it is what it is, right? You got to hope and pray to, be nice to make the playoffs, right? So we need to win 3 games. 2 would be tight, but if we win 3 games and it would be 10 and 7. We should be in the playoffs without question. And, any Giant fan, would sign up for that, especially after what we saw last year at 4 and 13. But so this week, it's going to be a tough game. If we lose here, does that mean we're going to lose to the Commanders on the road? No, of course not. But, it's a lot easier to win at home, or easier to win at home than it is on the road. So you like to take care of business at home, as I said, because if we don't win this, right, we're going to play the Eagles twice, Commanders one more time, the Vikings on the road. I mean, we got a tough schedule going out, ahead of us. So winning this Sunday would be absolutely huge. Well, guys, it's been 37 minutes. Anybody spent any time at all watching any of this from the bottom of my heart, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or anybody spends any time at all watching the replay of this from the bottom of my heart, once again, thank you so much, guys. You guys absolutely rock. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.